everyone, welcome to the lecture series on Paper 3 Biological Chemistry, which is a part of TYBSc Zoology. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about the types of chemical bonds. In today's lecture, we will be learning about covalent bond and its types, ionic bond, hydrogen bond, van der Waals forces, and significance of these bonds in biological systems. Depending on whether the electrons are getting transferred or shared between the atoms, there are various types of bonds which are formed. In this lecture, we will be learning about covalent bonds, ionic bonds, hydrogen bonds, and van der Waals forces. Amongst this, covalent bonds are regarded as the stronger bonds, while other three, that is ionic, hydrogen, and van der Waals forces, are considered as weaker comparatively. Ionic bonds, hydrogen bonds, and van der Waals forces are also grouped under non-covalent bonds. Let us begin with the covalent bonds. Covalent bonds involve sharing of electrons between two or more atoms. These bonds mostly occur between nonmetals or between two of the same elements. Covalent bonds are formed between atoms of the elements whose ionization energy is high, that is, elements which are incapable of transferring electrons and elements having very low electron affinity which cannot accept electrons. The atoms of such elements tend to share their electrons with the atoms of other elements or with other atoms of the same element in a way that both the atoms obtain octet configuration in their respective valence shell and thus achieve stability. For example, the bond formation between two hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen atom has one electron in its valence shell. So it has ability to share electron with the another hydrogen atom. In this way, the two hydrogen atoms achieve stability by sharing two electrons by forming two covalent bonds. There are two types of covalent bonds: polar covalent bonds and non-polar covalent bonds. Polar covalent bonds are formed when two atoms have different electronegativities causing separation of charges. We have already learned that electrons are in motion and they are attracted towards the atom having higher electronegativity. For instance, hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride, chlorine has higher electronegativity than hydrogen. So, in both of the bonds in this molecule, the electron will spend a greater part of their time closer to the chlorine atom than next to the hydrogen atom. This results in a hydrogen chloride molecule having a partial negative charge around the chlorine atom and partial positive charge around the hydrogen atom. This kind of chemical interaction is called as polar covalent bond. Second type of covalent bonds are non-polar covalent bonds. When there are identical atoms, electrons are distributed evenly amongst them. Such atoms form non-polar covalent bonds. For example, the bond formed between two hydrogen atoms forming hydrogen molecule. Both these atoms have the same electronegativity since they are identical. So, the electrons are equally shared between the atoms. This type of bond formed are called as non-polar covalent bonds. Let us look at some properties of covalent bonds. The first one is that each atom can make a defined number of covalent bonds. In order to fill the outermost orbital, the electrons within it form covalent bonds with other atoms. Most of the molecules in living system contain only 6 different atoms, that is hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen and sulfur. These atoms readily form covalent bonds with other atoms and rarely exist as isolated entities. As a rule, each type of atom forms a characteristic number of covalent bonds with other atoms. For example, a hydrogen atom with one electron in its outer shell forms only one bond, such that its outermost orbital becomes filled with two electrons. Likewise, a carbon atom has four electrons in its outermost orbitals. It usually forms four bonds, as in methane, in order to fill its outermost orbital with eight electrons. In case of nitrogen, it has 5 electrons in their outer shells, which can hold up to 8 electrons. Nitrogen atoms can form up to 4 covalent bonds. The second property is the making or breaking of covalent bonds involves large energy changes. Covalent bonds are very stable because the energies required to break or form the covalent bonds are much greater than the thermal energy. The next property is that covalent bonds have characteristic geometry. When covalent bond is formed between two or more atoms, these bonds are oriented at precise angles to one another. For example, in methane molecule, the central carbon atom is bonded to four hydrogen atoms, whose positions define the 4 points of a tetrahedron, so that the angle between only two bonds is 109.5 degrees. In this particular molecule, each bond is a single bond, a single pair of electrons shared between two atoms. When a carbon atom is linked to only three other atoms, the two atoms share two pairs of electrons and forms double bond. In this case, the carbon atom and all other three atoms linked to it lie in the same plane. In this case, atoms connected by a double bond cannot rotate freely about the bond axis. The angles formed by these bonds are determined by the mutual repulsion of the outer electron orbital of the central atom. These bond angles give each molecule its characteristic shape. The next property is electrons are shared unequally in polar covalent bonds. This is because the difference between the electronegativities in two atoms forming the bond. The classic example is water molecule. The water molecule has two polar OH bonds. Here, the delta represents a partial charge. Asymmetric carbon atoms are present in most biological molecules. A carbon atom that is bonded to four different atoms or groups is said to be asymmetric. This asymmetric carbon atom is also called as chiral carbon. The bonds formed by an asymmetric carbon atom can be arranged in three-dimensional space in two different ways, producing the molecules that are mirror images of each other. Such molecules are called as stereoisomers or optical isomers. One isomer is said to be right-handed while the other left-handed, and, and this property is called as chirality. Different stereoisomers have completely different biological activities. Next type of bond is ionic bond. It is also considered as one of the non-covalent bonds. As we have already learned that covalent bonds are formed by nonmetals and sometimes by metalloids, and that they are more likely to share electrons with another atom than to gain or lose them altogether. Metals, on the other hand, have loosely held outer electron shells, so they are constantly donating electrons and becoming positively charged. If the electronegativities are different enough, the atom will actually donate one or more electrons to the more electronegative atom. This results in two charged species. One is cation and another is anion. Atom that donates electrons is termed as cation, while the atom that accepts electron or electrons is called as anion. Cation is positively charged, while anion is negatively charged. As a result of becoming oppositely charged, these ions are now attracted to each other through electrostatic attraction. This attraction holding these two oppositely charged species together is called as ionic bond. Hence, ionic bonding occurs when there is a large difference in electronegativity between two atoms, unlike covalent bonds which are formed between atoms with smaller differences in electronegativity. An ionic bond is the bond formed by the complete transfer of valence electron so as to attain stability, while the covalent bond is formed by sharing of electrons and not by the complete transfer of valence electron. For example, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, which is commonly called as salt, is an ionic bond that consists of sodium, which is a metal, with positive charge combines with chlorine, a nonmetal with a negative charge. As we can see over here, a single electron which is present in the valence shell of sodium is completely transferred to the chlorine atom, thereby forming a positively Na and negatively charged chloride ion. Next type of non-covalent bond is hydrogen bond. It is the electromagnetic attraction created between a partially positively charged hydrogen atom attached to a highly electronegative atom and another nearby electronegative atom. A hydrogen bond is a type of dipole-dipole interaction. The hydrogen bond is a very weak attraction between one hydrogen atom that is already covalently bonded to something else which is partially negative. This can be oxygen, nitrogen, and so on. For example, in water molecule, there are two hydrogen atoms which are bonded to one oxygen but are also attracted to another oxygen atom in a different water molecule. These bonds are represented by dotted lines because these are very weak interactions. Next type is van der Waals forces. These forces are weak intermolecular forces that are dependent on the distance between atoms or molecules. When the electron density around the nucleus of an atom undergoes a transient shift, it is common for van der Waals forces to arise. The chance that an electron of an atom is in a certain area of the orbital in the electron cloud at a specific time is called electron charge density. There is no way knowing exactly where the electron is located. Now imagine if all the electrons go to the same region at same time, a dipole is formed. It is an temporary induced dipole. This displacement of electrons causes a nonpolar molecule to become a polar for a moment. The resulting transient charge may attract or repel a neighboring atom. So far, we have learned the various types of bonds. Now, let us look where these bonds are involved in biological systems and what is their significance. Both strong and weak bonds play key roles in the chemistry of our cells and our bodies. For instance, strong covalent bonds hold together the chemical building blocks that make up a strand of DNA. However, weaker hydrogen bonds hold together the two strands of DNA double helix. These weak bonds keep the DNA stable, but also allow it to be opened up for copying and used by the cell. Let us look at some more examples. Biological molecules like amino acids, carbohydrates, DNA, and so on are based upon a carbon skeleton and polar and non-polar side chain groups. The carbon skeleton is very stable because of the strong covalent bonds. This forms covalent bonds equally well with many different types of atoms. This allows tremendous molecular diversity in organic molecules. The carbon-based molecules can form relatively stable interactions between each other through the combined use of the weak hydrogen bonds, ionic bonds, hydrophobic, and van der Waals interactions. In biological systems, every interactions take place in context of water. Water also forms transient hydrogen bonds to polar hydrophilic groups on proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates, and to ions in solutions. The transient nature of hydrogen bonds is very important to biological structure. Since the bonds break, rearrange, or reform very rapidly, molecules and cellular components can move. Since ionic bonds in water are also weak, they can be easily broken. For instance, if a cell is expected to give a response, it has to be first stimulated. In this case, a ligand has to bind to receptors so that a signaling pathway will be activated and this target cell will be stimulated to give a response. Here, ligand binds to receptors via non-covalent interactions. If these interactions were covalent bonds or stronger bonds, then the cell would have been stimulated constitutively, which is undesirable. Hence, non-covalent bonds play key role in such processes. To summarize this lecture, covalent bonds are formed by sharing of electrons between atoms having less difference in electronegativities or identical atoms. Covalent bonds are considered as the stronger bonds. Ionic bonds are formed when there is large difference in electronegativities between the atoms. Hydrogen bond is formed between hydrogen atom which is already linked with an electronegative atom and another electronegative atom. Van der Waals forces arise due to transient shift in atoms due to changes in electron density around the nucleus. Both strong and weak bonds play key roles in the chemistry of our cells and bodies. Thank you.